This move that we're going to demonstrate is the single inside leg takedown. So what you're going to want to do is, when you come up to your wrestler, to your opponent, you're going to want to create good leverage first of all. So, and some space for you to get inside. So you're going to want to create a little bit of space between his arm and his head. And whenever you do that, you're going to want to step forward as well so that you get good leverage. And then after you do that, you come down, back of his ankle. And what I want to do after I hit the back of his ankle, I'm going to want to come in with my shoulder on his thigh and my head, where my ear is, on the inside of his thigh, and kind of drive forward. And this hand, this arm, is going to come on the back, behind his leg, on the back of his leg. So to do it in slow motion, what you'll do is you'll come over here, you'll create some space, step, come like this. This arm goes behind, shoulder on his thigh, and the inside of your head on the inside of his thigh, and then you're going to want to push. You know, he won't be able to sprawl as well if you have good leverage on it, and if you're on this side of him and you have the power on that side, on his outside leg, or on the outside of his leg. So do it really quickly again. What you want to do is you create some space between his leg and his leg, his head and his arm, and then you want to come in just like that, and but you want to keep hold of his leg so that he doesn't try and sprawl, and make sure that your head, where your ear is, it's on the inside of his on his inner thigh, so that when you pull up and you push with your head and shoulder, that he's not going to be able to go anywhere. He's going to be unstable. What you would defend this takedown is, if he's coming in, get my leg, what I'm going to do is just sprawl. And how you sprawl is, you just want to take your legs, you're going to want to throw kind of the back half of your body up, and like you're trying to have your hip be the first contact of the mat. So you just like so. So if he's coming in, then I'll just want to make sure that whenever you sprawl, that you're keeping his weight under you, and that is the defense for the inside leg takedown. So what we're going to demonstrate here is an outside single leg takedown. What you want to do is, whenever you're set up to, whenever you and your opponent are set up to wrestle and you want to go for a takedown, what you want to do is you want to step this way, make a little step this way. He's going to think that you're trying to take this, do a takedown with this leg, and then after that, you're going to want to he puts his weight on this leg, on his outside leg, and then you'll come around, sweep this, and you want to bring his leg up, and if he's still standing, sometimes he'll fall. If he's still standing, stay standing, like when you pull it up, you can either do one of two things. You can bring it above. You can bring it above your shoulder and then trip, sweep his other leg, or bring it right here, grab right here, the inside of his thigh, and you can roll him, and he'll just roll down. And then you want to get on top of him. Now, some things about this move that are particular is, you want to make sure whenever you're going to do this move that you're within an arm length of him, because you don't want to be too far, because then whenever you go to step, you're not gonna have enough. It's gonna be too much room in between you two. So you're gonna want to be an arm's length out, and within an arm's length out. And then whenever you go to step, it's gonna be a fluid motion, except for you're gonna want to step wide, and you don't want to grab his ankle. You want your placement to be where his ankle is going to be. So you want to come here, and then you want to pick it up. Another thing is with this move is, if if you go to do it and your opponent decides to sprawl, if you're out here, it's okay. It's gonna be hard for him to sprawl on top of you than if you're too inside too close. So let's try it again. So it's like you're right here, you step and then come out where his ankle would be. And if he tries to sprawl, then you can get away if he sprawls on top of you. But this way, you can pick his ankle up. Like we talked about before, you can either put it above your shoulder, and sweep him, or you can grab it right here and just turn him like that. And the defense for this move, if someone was trying to do it on you, is the same as the inside leg takedown defense. You're just going to want to sprawl, take a step here, and then I'll step here, and then you swing around. And then you're going to want to sprawl. You're going to want to throw your hip into the ground, like you're planting your hip into the ground with your legs up so that he can't get to you. And this is a good basic move for an outside leg takedown. Okay, this is a breakdown, and you're going to start in the up position. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try and keep your opponent from standing up, pretty much. Standing up and getting away, because then he will get a point. So what you'll do is you'll go up here, make sure you have your legs in the right position. You know, you want a leg out here, and you want to kind of keep it somewhat close. Then you want to take this hand right here, and you want to keep it in close. You want to snug his stomach, and keep it pretty tight. What you'll do is you don't want to grab at the wrist because it's too low. You won't have enough leverage. So what you want to do is you want to grab in this area, this range, like maybe his bicep, right around the inside of his elbow, because that's where he'll be the weakest, and that'll take his strength away from him. So you want to grab tight on his stomach, and you want to make sure that you grab right here, and so that he doesn't get away, you pull it in, and this way he's like a table. You take away one of those legs from the table, and now he's unstable. And so all you're going to do is you're going to want to get your body close in with his, and you're going to want to kind of push. You're going to push with your legs, not with your arms or your body. You'll push with your legs, and then when you do that, he'll come around like this, and you never want to come to your side whenever you're pushing him down. So you never want to fall to your side with him, because he can roll on top of you. So you'll stay tight. Keep your hand tight on his stomach, and you're going to want to chop him right here. Bring it in, hold it tight, and then push with your legs. And you're going to want to make sure that you're on your knee right here, and that your leg still has strength. You have leverage on this leg over here, and that you're on top of him. And so we can show this side. Let's turn around. Turn around over here. Yeah. So what you want to do, actually turn this way. What you're going to want to do, you're behind him. You want to take this arm, have it snug on his belly, and have your body next to his. And then you're going to want to remember not to go too low, because you won't be able to get his arm out. And he'll still have strength with his bicep. You want to grab right next to his bicep. One fluid motion. Stay tight with him. Push with your legs. And make sure that your knee stays up and that you don't fall to your side like so. So that he doesn't roll on top of you. So we'll do it one time really fast. So you're right here. You're in close and tight, and then it's not the fastest, but that's how you do it. And just make sure that he does not roll on top of you, and make sure that you don't get too deep whenever you come in. Make sure that when you suck his arm in, that you're not sucking your own arm in as well, and your shoulder, because you'll just go with him. So it's just straight to here, tight, push with your legs, and then you have him like that. And then hopefully you can roll him over onto his back. And then next we'll show the stand up. We're going to demonstrate a stand up from the bottom. So what you want to do before we demonstrate it is a good thing to practice whenever you're doing this. To practice for standing up is, it's not really a stand. You don't really stand up. You kind of explode up in one motion. A good technique to practice for this is just kind of exploding off the ground. It'll strengthen your legs and your arms to give you enough explosion to get out quick. So we'll go ahead and demonstrate it really quickly. So whenever your opponent goes to take you down, like I said, you're gonna want to move out with this leg first. It'll be most beneficial, and this leg back, but it'll be one explosion movement, and it'll be fluid too. So if your opponent goes to take you down, you're gonna want to explode up fast, probably faster than that, and you're gonna want to keep this hand close and try and get finger and hand control. And this one is going to stay inside because, as you can see, he's going to want to come over here. He's going to want to try and get inside here in between your ribs and your arms. So that way he can, because if he does that, he can grab you around here, or he can get you into a half Nelson. He can take you down to your back. So let's try that again one more time. We'll do it from an angle. So you're here. Your opponent tries to take you down. You explode up, keeping this tight, and then keeping this tight in here, so that you can get control and you can get out, if possible, if you're fast enough. If not, you might have to do some maneuvering. Now let's try it from this angle right here. So you're here, explode up with your legs and with your hands in one motion. So go ahead. You want to keep that tight, but you want to keep your weight back away from like this, more towards your back leg, and in between your back and front leg, actually. And so then whenever he tries to scoop in here, if you keep this tight, he won't be able to. And this way you can get control of his hand and his fingers, which was really beneficial when trying to get away or when trying to spin out. If you try and get out too fast and you waste too much energy whenever you're trying to get out, and if you don't have good balance still, then he could just take you to the mat. And that is a stand up from the starting position at the bottom. So this is a cross-face cradle. Your opponent's going to be on his stomach. Your leg's going to be here for control. What you're going to do is cross-face him. Grab the outside of his tricep. Come over here. You grab the inside of his knee. You're going to want to pull it up. Pull him across like this. And turn around this way. And what you'll do is, say you have him like this. You still have this arm. You have your cross-face in. And this arm is going to go under his knee. And you're going to want to grab this wrist. And after you do that, you're just going to want to spin him up, like so. This is a cross-face cradle, and you should be able to pin him from right here. Okay, this is the half Nelson. So what you actually want to do is you want to start on this. You have this arm, this wrist. Come up here. You want this palm under where the inside of your knuckles are, all the way on the other side of his hand. This way you have full control of him, and you can actually flip him. You can pull this in, and you can flip him, and you have full control over him. If you need to, you can jump to this side, and you can flip him this way. Turn this way a little bit. Just on this side. So I have wrist control here. Have it in tight. come in here. I have my palm inside of my knuckles on the other side, like you're cupping it. And you're going to want to have it snug. Like you're going to want to be snug up next to him. And then once you get that, you'll have full leverage over the top of his body. So you have his arm right here, and it's pretty much useless, that arm to him. And so you can pretty much roll him if you want. If you can't get leverage and he's too strong, sometimes if you have this tight enough, you can jump to the side, and sometimes you'll have more leverage. But just be careful and have more weight on this side of his body so that he doesn't flip you back over. And that's a half Nelson. So this is escaping a leg ride or a leg escape. If your opponent has your back and you go to the ground, if your opponent has your back and say he has one leg in and you're down, he's down, so you know, and he's trying to pull this arm around and say, so he's trying to keep me from getting out of this, and he's riding this leg right here. So what you're gonna want to do is you're actually gonna do it with this hand, and the reason why is I'll explain. Is if you do this with this hand, he can roll you over. He can roll you over, and you have no stability. If you do it with this hand, try and pull it out. Put your base right here. You have stability. So you have this leg. You're trying to pull it out so that you can get away from him. You can get out of his leg and slide out. So what you're going to want to do is a lot of times if you pull it out, he's going to push it in so that you can't get his leg out. So a lot of times what people will do is you'll pull it straight, and then you'll use this leg to pull it out, and then that way you can get away. You can get away from his leg ride. So let's turn this way actually. Turn that way. So just show from this angle. So he's got me like so, and so say I go to do it with this, go to get out with this this arm, and I try and pull his leg out. I have no stability, so he can just roll me to my back if he rolls with me and pin me. Now, if I do it with this arm, if I can get this arm around, use this as stability, pull this way. That way his momentum and his body, his weight, is coming this way with you. Obviously, he's going to be trying to pull you back. If you can get in, don't just pull it straight, because he's going to be pushing. He doesn't want you to get that leg out of there. So instead of just pushing, what you do is you just straighten it. Use this knee to come across and get it out, and get that out. And that is how you would escape someone attempting a leg ride or just a leg escape from one leg. So this move is a hip tilt. It's sort of like when you're chopping someone down, breaking someone down from the top, when you're starting from the top. But it's a little bit different. What you do is, say someone's down, go ahead and get down on your knees, face this way. So, say someone's down, what you want to do is you want to get this leg, the outside of them, but you want to be in close. And some people like to grab the wrist to get wrist control. Some people like to just grab here on the shoulder. And what you do is you just want to tuck it and roll with them. Then you want to put them on their shoulders so that you can pin them. Let's just do it from this side. Set over here. So what you do, you have your leverage right here on this outside leg, and say if you chop them down a little bit, they're down here, and what you're going to want to do is you want to just take this arm and push it into their shoulder and roll with them, but make sure that you keep this arm snug on their body, and put them on their shoulders. So it's kind of just, you're just like tilting them like a table from their hips. So you're taking them from their hips, you're tilting them like a table. You're going to want to make sure you keep this arm tight, otherwise they'll get away. And you want to make sure you keep your lower body close to theirs. When you roll, you're going to want to keep everything tight. You're going to want to push and roll at the same time. And you're going to want to really emphasize on momentum on this one. So you just roll and roll them up.